Hey guys, first regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a plasma sentry gun build for the Techmarine class in Space Marine 2 patch 12.0. Now on this build, we are going all in on plasma. We got a plasma incinerator, we got a plasma pistol, and we got the plasma enhancement perk, and on top of that, we are building all around our sentry guns to kind of like pick up the pace for anything our plasma guns can't do. Now for the plasma incinerator, this is probably the weakest plasma gun in the game. I mean, probably just is the weakest plasma gun in the game. It's probably the weakest gun on Techmarine currently, mainly because the plasma incinerator on Techmarine just does not have the buffs it does on the tactical class. You don't have access to things like Plasma Boost, you don't have the perks here like Emperor's Vengeance to solve your ammo economy, but that being said, it is still good enough to punch up into hard stratagems and absolute, and that's really all it has to do for like 99% of players. Now for the perk tree on this, I do take the rate of fire variant, mainly because charged shots are just by far the most important thing on the plasma gun in my opinion, and we go down the bomb tree first for blast radius for more value on our shots with the AoE, going here into the perk rampage, into efficient charge because ammo economy is a must on this build, and then we pick up the perk charge speed up into the perk blast radius, common speed, adamant restoration for more ammo economy, and then I grab retaliation for better damage on a perfect dodge, which does actually trigger quite a bit. Going here to the perk fast venting, down to perpetual velocity, which is also a must-have because charge rate is everything, and then we pick up efficient charge again, and we also pick up home precision because I think the plasma gun actually feels way better when you hip fire it in this game. It feels way more accurate and way less clunky, so if you haven't used this perk before, definitely try it out. I think it changes the playstyle of this gun quite a bit. That's pretty much all there is for the primary selection here. Now for our secondary weapon, I do take, guess what, the rate of fire plasma pistol. This gun is still one of the best options in the entire game for a secondary. Now on the Techmarine, you do not use the gun strike damage of your secondary that often. The only time you do a normal gun strike on this class is when your servo gun is currently in use. So for the most part, especially on this build, you will be using your servo guns like base damage instead. But that being said, you will still be using this all the time as a secondary option, mainly for stagger and damage. The DPS of this option is actually better than the plasma incinerator, which is quite funny. I still think this is a very good option on any build in the game, and especially Techmarine, because stagger helps him out tremendously. Now for the perk tree on this, I just go for all ammo economy again into things like perpetual velocity, because just like the plasma incinerator, shot charge speed is everything on this weapon, because without that, you will just not be able to pull off your stagger or DPS remotely as easily. So definitely pick this perk tree up. I think it's by far the best option, and really has been since like patch 10. That's all there is for the secondary. Now for the melee weapon selection, we do take the brand new Omniscient Axe on the balanced variant. I think the balanced Omniscient Axe is probably the best currently. You kind of get like the best of both worlds with damage, speed, and cleaving potential, on top of the fact that you can build into perks like Omniscient Rush and still get some use out of your discharge. Now the block version does do a ton of damage, but this weapon is so slow that I have found there are scenarios, especially on Techmarine, that gets knocked around all the time, that actually like responding to lictor attacks or certain chaos attacks and just gets you killed. So I think the balanced version is a little bit better, especially when you have the servo gun strikes into account, and also balanced weapons in general in Space Marine 2 got buffed up this patch, and this one was like a receiver of that in base, so a really powerful option currently. Now for the perk tree on this, I do go up the top tree into the bottom for kind of like a catch-all here. First up, we start with Perpetual Strength into the perk here, Armor Siphon. Killing a foe with the Omniscient Strike restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 60 seconds. I mean, having armor restore on a 60-second cooldown is pretty good in Space Marine 2. I mean, it's not the best thing ever because the Power Axe has like a 15-second cooldown or 20-second cooldown his armor restore, but this one's still pretty good because any armor restore in Space Marine 2 will save your life. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, moving here into the perk Static Charge. Each foe hit during Omniscient Rush increases damage of 10% within 4 seconds. This is pretty fun. I mean, the Omniscient Rush is a very strong ability, especially versus Minoris hordes. I think this makes it pretty much impossible to die against Hormigons, because all you have to do on this class is just charge them and just shoot off your servo gun strikes for free armor, and this is just a free damage buff on top of that for Majora's round. Next perk here is Iron Rush. Incoming range damage is reduced by 50% while using the Omniscient Rush attack. This is a really useful perk too against Termagants and Devourers. You can also move around quite easily in the Omniscient Rush, so most of the range damage you're taking is chip damage anyways. It's like kind of barely hitting you, and having a 50% reduction on that is really, really nice to prevent pretty much all of it. Next perk here is Armored Strength. You have armor remaining, melee damage increases by 10%. This is a nice just catch-all perk for damage. I mean, armor in this game is pretty much up all the time when you're playing Techmarine, because if it's not, you're probably cooked, let's put it that way. So Really good option here as well. And then we go down here to perk Perpetual Strength into the perk here, Executioner. Electric discharge damage is increased by 25% against foes hit by your light combo within the last 5 seconds. Now, this is where having a 7 speed on your weapon helps out a ton. All you have to do to discharge on this weapon, if you have not used the Omniscient Axe a ton, is just a light attack and then hold down the attack button again to discharge. This is a very easy way to just up your damage for free on that ability, which is very strong, and I think Executioner is a pretty good option in the game in general. Next perk up here is Energized. While charging, releasing electric discharge, you don't lose control of heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. This is an amazing perk. No knockback on this class is very rare. You only find it in things like Kill Streak, this perk, or Inexorable Salvo, and all of these are kind of niche. I think for the most part, having the 7+ speed, or 7 speed I should say, to get into your electric discharge faster means you're in this no knockback active far more quickly, so really great synergy there. Final perk here is Rapid Charge. Electric discharge charges 40% faster. This just makes it so you actually get your damage off more regularly, which is a really top tier perk option. So if you're using electric discharge at all for like a balance or block, pretty much always pick this perk up, because without it, your discharge just kind of sucks. And that's pretty much all there is for the Omniscient Axe. Now for the perk tree, this is when this build really locks in. Number 1, Plasma Enhancement. The servo gun now fires exploding plasma projectiles at enemies. When you combine this perk with the perk over here, Omniscient's Fury, to set enemies on fire, your AoE capability goes through the roof. I think this is one of the best combos in the game for the servo gun currently. Maybe the single best in the entire game, for being honest, but some of the other ones are quite powerful. Now the next perk here is Arc Cleave. Damage from charged melee attacks increases by 20%. This is a 20% multiplicative melee damage buff to your discharge on your Omniscient Axe. That is really damn strong, and the other options in this column are not super strong for this build anyways, so I do think you should just pick this one up. It's one of the best melee perks in Space Marine 2. It's on the Assault and the Bulwark in the terms of overcharge, so it's good there too. It's amazing here. Just pick this one up. Next perk here is a Long Range Barrage. Range damage at ranges greater than 20 meters increases by 25%. This is a nice range damage bonus for your plasma gun. It's not as good as, say, like Plasma Boost, but it is better than nothing, and the Plasma Incinerator definitely needs the damage buff, so I picked this one up here. And next perk here is Reinforced Position. All team members within 15 meters of an active torrential sentry gun take 25% less damage and deal 15% more damage. This perk is incredible. You will get so much benefit out of your sentry guns off of this one, and in patch 12, these sentry guns are very plentiful in operations and hard strats, so you will find them all the time. There will usually be like 2 in one location as well, which is super useful for you, so having this to buff up not only yourself but your entire team is great. Next perk here is Synergistic Arsenal. Servo gun recharge rate increases by 25% when you are near a torrential sentry gun. Having a faster servo gun recharge on this build is very nice, because your plasma enhancement with burn is just that strong. So getting it back faster is going to be more horde clear, because when this is up, pretty much like any like Chaos Spawn clump, any Majora's Warrior clump, they're just going to get cooked. So the faster you do that, the better. Now, the way this actually works is just like Reinforced Position, you'll have to be within 15 meters of an active sentry gun. It doesn't say that in the description, but it's the actual number on it. Just keep in mind, when you activate your sentry gun, this is when this is active, and you have to stay within the same meter radius as Reinforced Position. So they're both active simultaneously, so pretty good synergy there. Next perk here is Augmented Tarantula. Sentry gun damage increases by 30% and ammo increases by 50%. You know, we're building for a sentry gun build here, so this is kind of a no-brainer. Just pick this up. I mean, it makes your sentry guns do more damage, and they already do pretty decent damage on their own, and on top of that, they will last 50% longer, which is huge. So great perk, and if you really don't want this for whatever reason, I guess you could take Augmented Ammunition Feed or Replenishing Salvo. This is a pretty good column. I just think this one fits this build the most. Next perk here is a Fortifying Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun restores an armor segment, and the cooldown is 30 seconds. Getting armor back in this game is super damn valuable, especially on the Techmarine that is very squishy, so I like to pick this one up on this build, but especially things like the Plasma Incinerator do not have armor restore like recoupment on the bolter weapons in the game, so you get even more value there, so great option. Definitely grab this one. Final perk here is Omniscient's Fury for the reasons I mentioned previously, and that's pretty much all there is for the main perk tree. Now, for our prestige perk list, I do take the perk Indomitable first. You become invulnerable to damage while activating torrential sentry guns. This is one of the best prestige perks for the Techmarine currently. It gives you so many damn options for your Tarantula Sentry guns, and I would really pick this up all the time, especially on this build because we don't have any bolter weapons at all, so chain headshots not really doing anything for us. Next perk here is Stim Boost for 40% more HP on stims. The Techmarine is very squishy. His pickup economy really does benefit from perks like this, and being able to get more HP off a stim will actually just save your life sometimes, because being very low HP on Techmarine does put you into like a one-shot territory. Next perk here is a Volatile Sentry. Tarantula Sentry Gun explosion damage increases by 1000%, and the explosion radius increases by 20%. Okay, this perk is kind of gimmicky. When it actually works properly, you will one-shot a ton of guys. We are a Sentry Gun build here, so I'm going to take this. But if you don't want to take this, you want to take something like more practical, like Blast Radius, Defensive Stance, or something like that, you definitely could. But honestly, 1000% extra damage on an explosion, that's pretty fun. Final perk here is Furious Gun Strike for 25% more melee damage for 5 seconds after a gun strike. This also counts for Servo Gun and helps out our discharge damage on our Omniscion Axe. And that is pretty much all there is for this Techmarine build, guys. The Sentry Guns are very strong. They are almost carrying this class right now, and the Plasma Enhancement on the Saya Burn is just as good in the live patch as it was in the PTS, and it was top tier there. And that's pretty much all I have to say in this one, guys. Hopefully this build guide helped you, and as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. Alright, we're gonna go over here. We want a turret if we can find one.
Execute that one way.
I mean, the crack here.
And enough of that witch's nonsense.
I'd be very careful here, because if you get knocked over by this guy, you're going to feel it. The Techmarine is a very long knockdown. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, Sentry Gun over there. So your Sentry Guns still do a ton of damage. They're not as strong as they were in the PTS, but yeah, look at that. Look at that knockdown. See, if you go down, you will just be using a sim. The end. Like, that's just the nature of what's happening to you. So you gotta be very careful. Oh, see, that's useful. I think I forgot to take my Volatile Sentry perk there, where the 1000% damage increase would have probably just killed him, or damn near killed him. But that's okay. So that could have been even better. See, this is the intended loop here. You do that, and then you can just shoot him, or if you're building for full melee, you get even more. The real thing you have to worry about on the Techmarine is when you get knocked over on this class, you're just going to lose HP. So you have to really be careful to just, at all costs, not get staggered. It is really, really detrimental, more so in other classes, because your actual time of being knocked down in Sunlock is longer on this class. Noticeably longer. like a 5 business day stun lock. So you gotta be very careful. Like as you saw there, the Hellbrute shot us once, we got staggered, and then immediately after we get shot again because our knockback is so damn long. BFT Gaming with a rate of 124. Hello, BFT. How are you doing? That's the coolest XP of this guy.
Bring me another. Silence no one who calls for help.
Okay, where are the consoles we gotta activate? That's not one of them.
Smells like
We have no turrets in this area because the Hellbrute hammered them to death.
we must locate the next console. Move quickly. Once the rite has begun, it must be concluded within the allotted time frame.
Now you are slightly faster than sprinting while you do this, and that is pretty useful. For sure it's up top. Yeah, there it is. Alright. Tactical to a tactical player, love your game and enjoy. Thank you, BFT. I do love my tactical gameplay. Tactical is a very fun class in this game. That's a little dangerous. I'll move down. How do I feel about the block on Messiah? It's probably, it's not bad. It definitely gets stun locked against certain enemies more though. Grab the ammo over here. So, on the note of the block axe, block Omniscient axe is not bad, guys. It's just, it's really slow at times. It's not my preferred. I think the balance one's better. I think balance gives you the best of both worlds. Number one, I think that the Omniscient rush is like one of the best things on this weapon in general. The axe is terrible. It's too slow. I mean, the balance one's pretty fast. The block axe is a little slow, though. I don't disagree there. Okay. I've tried all 3 versions, and the balance feels the best, followed closely by Heroic Fencing 1. I'm also kind of in that mindset. I think the discharge perks are pretty fun. You once said that the Terminator with the Soul Reaper is easier than normal Terminator. Do you still believe this? I definitely do believe that, because melee Terminators will lock you down. I mean, Soul Reapers can too, but all that stops a Soul Reaper from shooting you is a single stagger. Melee Terminators will actually just hound you. They are a very oppressive enemy. They can both kill you, obviously, but if I had to pick one. If I had to pick one in a boss fight especially. Sentry finally.
Activating tarantula sentry gun.
Alright, we're gonna fight around this. Pull him over here. And a boxer. This might be a sin. Armor boost. I'll take that. Is the double discharge worth it on the Omni-Cyanax? On the block one, I think it's good. But, like, without the block, I would not take that. Okay, we're going over here again. Give me that 50% range damage reduction. Okay. A restorative sim was really good. We're just gonna use that so we don't lose all our HP. How about not waste a relic here? It is kind of like you're playing hide and seek with this class, because like if you fuck up a little bit, you're pretty cooked. I'm not gonna lie, chat. You're pretty cooked on this guy. He's definitely more team dependent, it feels like, than other classes are. Especially Assault now. Assault will be mopping these dudes. Spawns are so balanced, am I right? Well, I mean, that's only a spawn issue. Other classes can handle that very easily. It's just this class can just get bonked around melee quite easily when you're not around turrets.
I can restore the sentry to operational status. Crack open that heretic terminal. Traitor scum!
Where'd that turret go? God, turret builds are so good. Also save you so much ammo. It's gotta defend them, that's a big thing. Let these guys go. I want to keep that up just in case we get a boss fight up here.
Captain Akaran, your Ultramarines are late. We are under heavy attack and need reinforcements. We are approaching your besieged vessel. Make haste, lest your tardiness lead to the harm of our blessed vessel.
Hello, how does the mounted gun work? Can you shoot your primary and it at the same time? You can shoot your primary and the servo gun at the same time. You just can't shoot your servo gun while you're rolling. So if you're on the backtracking, like playing keep away can be a little difficult in this guy sometimes. Or I want to see if there's a boss spawn here because I want to fall back to that turret if there is. Anything? If I see a big portal open up, I'm falling back. Alright, no boss spawn. Alright, let's go up top. Ooh, another free. Wow, what a useful turret placement this is. Oh, actually, maybe it is. Hold on. Take back what I said. Alright. Is the Power Sword Assault class cooked? I mean, Assault's probably a top 2 class right now, so no, I wouldn't say so. IPG Assault Hard Siege still the best way to siege this guy? No, they nerfed Hard Siege XP. I put that in a pinned comment on the leveling guide. I'll make another one. Really, all I have to do is just get rid of the one portion of that one.
We cannot preserve this blessed fate with such a meager number of troops. Is not there to
Back this scene for 24 hours is crazy work. There's ain't nothing crazy about it, brother.
It couldn't possibly break free of Demarium's gravity in its present condition.
Came across your channel a week ago, and me and my sister watched the Pure Cinema as one of your videos to the point where it inspired my sister to play Warhammer 40k. Oh, that's cool. Like the actual tabletop? Which video did I make that made you get into tabletop? Or do you mean Space Marine 2?
We shall supply the spark for you to kindle the vessel's heart, Tech Priest. There is a fusion used to awaken the reactor, but it too will require
Oh, no, no, no,
charging
no,
from
no, no.
our power plant.
That would have hurt, like... Yeah, I'll take the 20% HP loss there, because that would have hurt way
Eliminate
more.
hostiles. Understood.
Alright, we gotta keep that turret alive at all costs. That's the #1 priority here. Because if we lose a turret, we lose a tremendous amount of our value on our build right now. Okay.
Activating tarantula sentry gun. My sunball
Back.
gun will handle this. Deadly demon slain. Shatter the spear of that side.
Alright, well, let me miss everyone.
Is this the best the Zygon could hope? I will restore this sentry. Unleash on our enemy. We shall hack every limb from that vile creature.
I want my goat so bad. Get him!
I was wrong to expect a better fight from a snivel this tarantula.
This was like one of those like early 2000s games missions where you would be, or one of those mission objectives. It's like defend the turrets. You have to stop the incoming horde. But you only have like 3 turrets up, and if one of them blows up, your entire mission just fails. I believe they called it monkey balloon tower defense. Max speed for tier 1. Oh, another one up here. So you can have multiple going at once. So as long as we have these going, I think we'll be okay. Take a shock grenade over this. The plasma is actually pretty good. It's like a follow-up because you can stagger the Marines that are shooting at your turrets, so they don't get destroyed as easily. That is pretty nice for that. That's one of the upsides of a plasma incinerator on this build. You mean Inferna? Yeah. No, I mean monkey balloon tower defense. Okay, that's pretty dangerous. We don't like that.
Your Messiah has blessed you with an abundance of power. Perhaps in the machine god's influence to may permit the transgression of our judgment. Do not speak beyond your ken, engine seer. It does not take a locust to see this is an act of desperation.
Alright, they blew up my turrets, but... This is the safest way to get around, by the way. So we're gonna go down here and wrap around. get rid of these shields. Okay, that's probably the hardest part. Probably. Where to take this one? We're down there. Oh, actually, I think it's ready to charge up. I do that 3 thrust attacks. So you have a couple attacks on this weapon. If you look at your like escape screen here, so you have Omniscient Strike and you have Impaling Strike, where you can keep holding it after smashing an enemy to perform a heavy piercing attack, or you can do the Omniscient Strike, it's like the heavy, and then you tap it after releasing the Omniscient Rush. It's a little hard timing to do, but so like basically you go like, oh, that's the Omniscient Rush. Sorry, see, even I fucked it up, but it's hard. I don't know how to do it perfectly yet, but that is the attack. Get shit on. What that feels like. What tabletop armor do you collect? Blood Angels, brother. Alright. We're almost done. It is pretty rough. You gotta be very careful in this class. You do have a lot of range damage reduction, though, so he is pretty good versus Chaos, but if you get, like, bopped by a Chaos spawn, you're not getting back up, let's put it that way. Slow and steady wins the race on this one, because we can't really be risking any crazy shit, I don't think. I should slow him down enough for us to do this. On. Okay, well, right out of the lock. Sucks. I'm just gonna move up. Should kill him. Oh. I overestimated the break point. That's what I'm saying, guys. You gotta be very careful. That's a good build, but you do have to be very careful on the Techmarine or you will just fucking explode. That's just how it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles on that one. That should be a good showcase of what that build can do. Quite strong. If we were more patient in a team, that would work even better.